Shalom, Kala Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Ka, Kodash. All right. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right. Just want to go into the fear of the Lord on these other nations. All right. When the time cometh for them to be destroyed, man. You know, right? And I was reading a little of the history yesterday, and I was, well, this is edifying, to the brothers. So just get into it. All right, so I'm gonna start at Joshua 2:11, and the account is of Rahab hiding the spies that went into Jericho. Okay, Salaki. And it says, and she said, this Joshua 2:9, and she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. All right, so the terror that falleth upon them is when they destroyed the Ammonite and the Moab king, okay, Sanaa and Og, right, when they came through the land, because these two kings tried to come up against the children of Israel, and the Lord delivered them into the children of Israel's hands, and the children of Israel basically, how can I say it, for lack of a better word, destroyed them and took over their lands, man. So the people of Jericho knew that the children of Israel was going to come soon enough to their front door, man. All right. Verse 10, it says, For we have heard how the Lord dried up the waters of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on this other side, Jordan, Sihon, and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. Salaki. It was the Amorite kings, two of them. Okay. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your power, he is power in heaven above and earth beneath. Okay. So these people were terrified, man, because they heard of the great works that Yahweh had did. Okay. And they were moved to fear, man. So much fear that when we came up against them, they couldn't defeat us, man, because their spirit was low, man. They didn't want to fight. Okay. And he just grabbed these two precepts to go with that. Daniel 6:25. Because this is how Esau is feeling the grip, man. Okay, even though he declared himself to be as the Most High, let's see what other rulers have thought in the past, even though they were rulers, okay? Because Edom is the only nation that exalts itself as the Most High. And he's going to be abased for that and put into slavery and then eventually obliterated from off the face of the earth, okay? So, I'm just going into how people feared the Most High, man, and how other kings after the lands being taken by the children of Israel in antiquity, how other kings that had Israel in subjection still bowed down to their power, man, okay? Nebuchadnezzar being the first one, and then Darius, that count that I'm about to get right now, okay? Seeing that the Most High was power, okay? The King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you, okay? I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the power of Daniel, for he is the living power and steadfast forever in his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivered and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the powers of the lion. Okay? So, even Darius, the kings of the Medes, okay, he knew, all right, that the power of Yahweh was great, and so to speak, that he made everything on earth, even him, to reign, okay? But Esau's not getting it, man, okay? Because in the end, the man that you're fighting is the total script writer, okay? This is his movie, and you're not going to get away from his judgment, okay? You have played your role beautifully, and now the curtain's coming down and it's closing, all right? Let me get this in Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38 and 20. And, this is Ezekiel 38, and it's talking about Gog and Magog coming back together. All right, and the destruction on the nations and trying to destroy the children of Israel, okay? It says, Ezekiel 38, for in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, okay? So that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, okay? So this is the Lord speaking, all right, through Ezekiel. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. Okay, so he's coming back with great destruction. And fierce anger, man. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, said the Lord power. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. So it's going to be a war, okay? Whether it be a race war, a war 3, you know, it's going to be going down on the planet, man. Okay, it's going to be turbulence, so to speak. Gunfire, missiles, airplanes, you name it. It's all going to be involved, man. But ultimately, those missiles, man, that's what's coming. And it says, thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself and bring known in the eyes of many nations. They shall know that I am the Lord. So he's going to be spectacular this time, man. Okay? When he shows back up. And this same fear that Rahab talked about, man, coming to Jericho is how these other nations are feeling the squeeze right now, man. Because ultimately they know what's going on, but they just don't want to admit to it. So the Lord hardened their heart in the scriptures, okay? Just like he did Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all right? To bring them to their own destruction. And like he said in verse 23, man, he's going to magnify himself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Because when he comes with that destruction, man, this deliverance that he's going to give his people and the destruction that comes with it is going to be known forever and ever. Like Darius said in his proclamation, okay, in Daniel 6. All right. So with that, I want to say shalom, and, you know, these are things to reflect back on. Shalom.